Shalom, welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This show is entitled Sitting on a Plane or Bus or Subway Near a Woman. This is a continuation in the series. We saw the introductory one, then Rav Moshe Feinstein Shita. Now we're going to check out Rav Vosner, the Shevet HaLevi, one of the premier poskim in Israel, passed away a couple of years ago, in Chelik Vov, in Chelik Dalid, in the fourth volume. Siman Kuf Lamed Vav, he says the following is important to follow everywhere because he's more machman than Rav Moshe. Rav Moshe said that going ahead and being on a subway, we might bump into each other. It's not negia derechiba, and he says that touching someone not derechiba in a non-affectionate way and unintentional, not only is not a prohibition from the Torah, it's not a prohibition at all. And therefore, you can go to the subway and it's fine. And a person who's an extreme person, that he's going to be there and have bad thoughts and have, it's going to affect him in some kind of way. That might be something else. But a typical person is going to go on the subway, go on the train or the plane, and he'll be even pushed where he might sometimes be touching the person. That's not any kind of a chiva that's problematic. It's not a negi that's problematic. Vav Vosner does not go that way, and he says the following. But it's important to listen to every word that he says. The person asked him, should we go ahead and sit on a bus near someone? But then our clothing might touch near a woman. Or should I stand up? But then I might be looking around. And I'll be an isser of looking. So he says, the idea that you should stand up, I don't agree with at all. It's also to sit near her if you have the possibility of standing up. By sitting near her and your clothing is going to be touching her clothing, that could result in the giyat haguf, the body somehow touching. Because standing up, when you're standing up, just don't look around, look down, look at your sefer. So sitting, you're going to be, assumption is your clothing will be touching, and who knows what that could lead to. As opposed to standing up, just close your eyes. You stand up. It's on a bus. Va'od, the gam so when you're sitting, you might come to looking also. Just the fact that you're sitting near a woman could cause hihurim, kiyadua, as we know. Just like it says, you shouldn't be close. You have to be marching from Arias, and therefore you shouldn't sit because you have clothing might touch, because you might be looking, and it might cause hihurim, bad thoughts. Can move on to the famim. I don't even have to elaborate. There's such an obvious thing about the danger of sitting near a woman. I don't learn a kula from what he spoke about a specific case in that sefer. So Rav Vosner is definitely much more machman than Rav Moshe. He talks about if you sit near a woman, your clothing could touch, you might look at her, you might have heard about her, and therefore you need to stand up. So that's Rav Vosner's chomer, for sure. That's how he's much more strict than Rav Moshe, no question about it. But listen to the language of someone who's so machmir. If there's a mitzias to stand up. What was his case? You're on a bus and you can stand. So stand. You don't want to sit, don't sit. Stand up. You're going to go ahead and take Rav Vosner and go onto a plane and demand a separate seat. When you bought this seat and they gave you row 7E, that's the seat that you got. You want to go ahead and buy in first class and pay a few thousand more so you can have a separate seat in the narrative? Fine. But that's not what you did. And therefore, now that's your seat. So Rav Moshe says, of course, sit in the seat where you're at. Rav Vosner would say, im yachol, if you could switch off, fine. Which means you ask for a favor. Is there any way to the stewardess I could move here and there? Yes, yes. No, no. How you could go ahead and take this chumrah of Rav Vosner, where even he is saying im yachol, and now you're going to go ahead and make a few hundred people wait. B'chil Hashem. We all know Mesilas Yesharim. Perek Chav talks about chasidus. You got to be so careful balancing out your acts of righteousness and piety. So to me, based on what we've seen, according to Rav Moshe and other poskim, there's no negi even if you actually touch the woman. Here you may touch, the clothing may touch. Moshe, there's no problem. There's no intention for any touching whatsoever. So therefore, it is mutar. Then you have a Vosner who says that you shouldn't be near a woman because your clothing could touch and knows that could lead to. And maybe it's going to lead to looking. And maybe it's going to lead to hihurim, bad thoughts. Therefore, you have to, if you can, you should stand up. So It comes out over here. You come onto the flight. You can't ask the stewardess. Want to be machalik ravazna kolak avon? Hey, is anyway, if someone would be willing to switch, they could try. Fine, not. And if that you can't find anyone, you sit. And then you sit for takeoff. You want to be machmi and stringent like ravazna? Fine. During the flight, stand up. Go to some corner somewhere, and as long as the stewardesses don't make you sit down, that's what you could do. And that would be a chumrah where no one else is paying the price. But what you're going to cause, Chil Hashem, and the plane being delayed because you want to be machlik ravazna when he himself, I don't know if you'd even say to do such a thing, to stand up because he says only if you can, and you can't over here. You're causing a ruckus. It sounds to me like very, very improper, quote, chasidus, and it's misguided, like the Mesilas Yesharim says in Perek Chaf, in the 20th chapter